In every age, across every land, there are beings who walk among us. Yet their steps echo in realms unseen. They are the ascended master souls who have traveled the spiral path of lifetimes, mastering the lessons of Earth, transcending the wheel of rebirth, and returning to guide humanity toward the light. Before they were masters, they were seekers living, loving, suffering, and learning. Each began as we all do, wrapped in the illusions of the material world. Yet, deep within their hearts burned a sacred question. Who am I? And why am I here? This question became their compass, guiding them through trials, loss, and revelation. To ascend, one must pass through the alchemy of transformation. They faced tests that shook the very core of their being, moments where the ego was shattered, the heart laid bare, and the soul stripped of all pretense. Through discipline, service, and unwavering devotion, they turned their wounds into wisdom, and their suffering into compassion. In stillness, they touched the eternal, the source beyond name and form. They realized they were not separate from the cosmos, but a living expression of it. In that sacred union, fear dissolved, and love became their only law. This was the moment of true ascension, when the soul no longer clung to the earthly plane, yet chose to remain to uplift all beings. Rather than vanish into bliss, the ascended masters return as teachers, healers, and protectors, whispering wisdom into the hearts of those ready to listen. Sometimes they appear in visions, sometimes through books, sometimes as an unshakable feeling that you are not alone on your path. The journey of the ascended masters is not theirs alone, it is an invitation. The seeds of mastery live within each of us. Every act of kindness, every moment of forgiveness, every breath taken in awareness is a step toward awakening. And perhaps, one day we too will walk as they do, radiant, free, and in service to the greater good. Every great awakening is born through a great trial. For the spiritual masters, these were not tests of strength alone, but of the heart, the mind, and the soul. There came a moment when all light seemed to vanish. They were stripped of certainty, friends, and comfort. The world felt cold, the divine distant, and the self empty. This was the dark night, a sacred emptiness meant not to destroy them, but to clear the space for a higher truth. This teachings for us tells us that when life feels hollow, do not run, sit in the silence. The dark night is the cocoon where the old self dissolves so the soul may take flight. On their path, the masters were offered power, not always in the form of gold or thrones, but in influence, flattery, and secret knowledge. The true test was not whether they could gain such power, but whether they could refuse it when it served only the self. Ask yourself, does this serve my ego, or does it serve the whole? Only the latter leads to freedom. Perhaps the greatest trial was to meet their own shadow. The unhealed wounds, fears and desires buried deep within, they learned to embrace, not banish these parts, transforming them into allies instead of enemies. Do not fear your shadow, it is a map to your wholeness. When you integrate your darkness, it becomes the very fuel for your light. There were moments when the path ahead vanished into mist. Logic failed, certainty dissolved, and only one thing remained: trust. The masters stepped forward into the unseen, carried by faith alone. Faith is not blind, it is a vision born from the heart. Even one step into the unknown is a victory of the soul. Each trial purified them, stripping away what was false until only truth remained. And here lies the secret. These same trials come to each of us not as punishment, but as a calling to rise. If you meet them with courage, humility, and love, you too will emerge transformed, and perhaps one day ascended. How do you know if your soul is following the footsteps of the great masters? The signs are not always grand. They are quiet, subtle whispers in the fabric of your life. Sign 1, a restless calling in your heart. You may feel an ache for something beyond the material world, a longing you cannot name. This is the soul remembering its origin, urging you to return to the light. Sign 2, life begins to test you more intensely. As you rise in vibration, life sends deeper challenges, not to break you, but to forge you. The trials you face are the very tools shaping you into your higher self. Sign 3, you begin to see through illusions. Old beliefs, false promises, and empty pursuits lose their grip. You begin to value truth over comfort and clarity over approval. Sign 4, a growing sense of unity. You start to feel the world as one living being. Every stranger becomes a reflection of yourself, and compassion begins to flow without effort. Sign 5, guidance appears in mysterious ways. Books fall open to the right page. Strangers speak words you needed to hear. Dreams deliver messages. The more you listen, the louder this guidance becomes. If these signs are stirring in your life, know this: you are already on the path. The masters do not call to you from a distance. They walk beside you, waiting for the moment you realize you have been one of them all along. The path of the masters is not only for saints and sages, it is for anyone willing to live with love, discipline, and devotion. Every day holds the seeds of transformation, if we choose to tend them. Practice 1. Begin the day in stillness. Before the noise of the world enters, sit in silence. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and connect with the light within. Even 5 minutes can align your spirit for the day ahead. Practice 2. Walk with awareness. Move through the world as if every step is sacred. Notice the colors, the sounds, the life around you. The masters teach us. Awareness turns the ordinary into the divine. Practice 3. Choose compassion over reaction. Life will test you. Pause before you react and ask, what would love do here? Every act of compassion polishes the mirror of your soul. Practice 4. Serve without expectation. Offer your time, your skills, your presence, not for reward, but because service is the highest form of prayer. It is the bridge between self and the infinite. Practice 5. End the day in gratitude. Before sleep, name the blessings of the day, even the smallest ones. Gratitude opens the heart and invites more light into tomorrow. Remember, the masters did not walk in perfection. They walked in devotion. Your journey begins with one breath, one choice, one act of love. And with each step, you move closer to the truth. The light you seek has always been within you. Remember, you were drawn to this message for a reason. Somewhere deep inside, your soul remembers its calling. The masters you've heard about today were once seekers just like you. They rose step by step, through love, through truth, through service, and so can you. Let this be the moment you say yes to your journey. Take one step today, in kindness, in awareness, in faith, and watch the path unfold before you. You are not walking alone. The light of the masters is with you. If this message touched your heart, share it so that more souls may remember who they truly are. If you liked this message, like this video, and join our growing community of awakened hearts. The journey awaits, and it begins with you.